we had never blogged before in our lives, or I didn't even know how to get on Twitter or any of this stuff. But and I don't know who necessarily is reading it. You can't really tell. But you read it. I think it's good though to generate. I mean, our show happens to have a. I guess I can talk about this. No, one of the guys in our show has this whole following from reality TV. He was on So You Think You Can Dance, and he has this whole other following that I think has been getting into the show, which is sort of interesting to be reaching out. I didn't know anything about that scene, and he has a lot of fans that are. I think these guys are finding our blog. Those fans, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's just great. It's all free. You know, it's super cheap to set up a website, and all the other stuff is free. And we haven't done any other any paid marketing, and everything. It's all the tickets are gone, and it's all free to do that now. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so different than it was just a few years ago, where it's free. Why wouldn't you do it? Why not?
Sad for journalists. Sad for journalists that blogs are free. It's good for you. So.
Our student leadership program has a blog running right now, and we have, it's so confusing, then we have the blog, the video blog, and then we wrote the blog, the picture blog. We've got we're all over online too. We found this. What?
Facebook group.
Yes, we have a Facebook group. We're doing everything. But for your show, so marketing efforts. So who?
I haven't done anything. It's all my fault. I ended up being the producer by default, and I'm the most. Well, I'm not the most disorganized person, but I'm not organized. So I've done literally, I'm not joking. I've done absolutely nothing. We haven't even put our press release out. I think we're putting it out today. But we haven't put up. I've done absolutely nothing. My nieces set up a Punk Princess page over in London, you know, but it's got nothing to do with me, and it's just got them and all their friends. But I should have done something. I've done nothing. I'm feeling really bad. I'm feeling slightly panicked now.
You're writing a show.
Yeah.
You have time to do all that
And
stuff.
ours is just a reading.
Yeah.
We just have 2 readings.
Right.
It's
And
not a
you're still
show.
searchable when you Google it. It comes up with a New York Times article.
Yeah, that's thanks to Heidi and Stu.
No, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. It's about doing it. It's about doing it. I feel like people are gonna show up that want to be there, and it's about it. I mean, even if there's 2 people in the room, just because we're getting it together for that moment, I feel fine about it. I really am not. See, I'm not. I know you are.
I don't. Just when they were talking about theirs, and no, the tickets are gone, and I'm like, shit. Honestly, for me, this is so much about the work. It really, and that sounds so corny, but they're all at show level. We're not. We're doing, we're development. So it's really about the work and getting it to the next. This is embryonic right now. It's really embryonic, and I actually think it can be detrimental to have too many producer types.
No, it's smart to not have a lot of marketing for us, because
Right.
people are going to show up, and people that are genuinely want to see what's going on right now, and I think we're going to be fine. But I don't think some giant please come to this thing. That's not appropriate right now. It would be kind of weird for
But
us
if
to
we
do
don't
that.
sell any tickets,
But I've talked to all kinds of people are very, very curious, and they're going to show up, and it's going to be a genuine thing, and it won't be oh God, we were told that we should. It would be weird. It would be very weird for us to do that. I really do think it's about the work, and that's what's so great about doing this.
And you guys make it
David,
easy for us
do you have a producer attached with Open the Dark Door, or?
Well, I'm kind of a producer. Yeah. So that's why I say cut yourself some slack, because we're writing these things, and it's it's like a huge job. Yeah, it's exhausting to get home when you're
You guys need to get together.
Yeah.
We should,
a support
absolutely.
group.
Yeah.
A support group for producer writers.
And I don't know a lot about sort of social networks, and I'm a bit of a Luddite, and the first thing like that was actually a Facebook fan page that some high school people who came and saw the workshop up at Stratford, they saw it, and it was sort of like all the misfits in Stratford came out to see the show, which was perfect. So like these performance art kids in like this town of like 40,000 were there, and they saw it, and they just, you know, really responded to it because they'd never seen anything like that on the Stratford stages. And then the next day they set up this fan page called "My Face is Melting Off My Face." There's a line from the show, but that was sort of like the beginning of that whole sort of universe, which I still don't completely understand, but I became a participant or a fan or a member of the thing. I'm still figuring it out, but it's...
Interns can be really helpful in that stuff.
Yeah.
Because they who know it anyway, and so.
And it's free, which is great. But what we're trying to do now is actually sort of do like what you guys are doing, like sort of cross-marketing. So like, you know, the band that played up at Stratford was a musical theater band, but you know, when I produced it here, I said it's really important for us to get that indie rock sound, so we approached this New York City indie rock band, and now we're trying to sort of like tap into their audiences as well. This band,
So they're going to be playing?
yeah, they're in our pit. So we have the Middle Eight, which is like this indie rock band, which is just kind of fun and great, and they're, you know, bringing their own energy and sound to the show as well.
That's great.
So we're trying to do stuff that way, and I think one of the Middle Eight guys set up a fan page as well, and I'm a member of that now. So stuff's happening. I don't understand all of it, but you know, it's getting done, I think.
How are you finding, since you've sort of broached the topic of producing a show in the festival when, I know it's a little different for you guys because you have a producer on hand, but you're also writing, and now you have to take on the big task of producing, and for you as well, is that difficult? Does it make it easier because you don't have someone else giving opinions on your creative...
opinions. It makes me want to commit suicide. I hate it. I hate it. Because I'm not very good at saying no. And I think a producer has to know how to say no. And I'll say it, and then if someone's upset, I'll change my mind.
See, this is important because she's only going to really appreciate it when there is a producer involved. It's going to be like, oh my God, you're going to be so happy. I think it's good to go through that, just to go, this is how shitty this could be. And then, you know, it's going to be, you know. Don't you think everybody, you know, all of us should do it? Isn't that what theater is about? Like, everybody learns how to do the lights, and everybody learns how to do, like, everybody should do everything.
Yeah, there's parts of it I enjoy.
That's what I love about theater.
But then, I'll tell you what the trouble with it is that everything's up to you. So you lose your rehearsal space, or the rehearsal space isn't right for the band, and it's up to you to find one last minute, and nobody wants you because you're a huge cast, and you know, everyone's looking to you for the answers, and I want to be one of the babies. I want to be the one, you know, and you can't be. And also you can't lose, you know, you have to do calm.
Well, it's tough too when you have to cut, you know, when you have to take fun, like when the buck stops with you, and artistically you want something to happen, and then you know, well, as a producer I can't afford to make that happen, so I've got to make artistic choices based on my budget, which is really hard to do.
Yes, it's really hard to do, and because we're artists and we're producers, it's really hard to say no when people give valid reasons why it needs to be done. So, yeah, I think producers need to be. I'm just the wrong personality.
Are there any general managers? Yeah, you're going to be really popular.
Yes, because we don't have a general manager either. So I'm the general manager as well. I'm exhausted.
Like,
I can only imagine.
But those are really powerful partnerships to make, though. If you're like wanting to create your own work, which is really rewarding and what a lot of us have to do, if you can partner with someone who has an equal passion for the business side of things, it's so helpful, and those are like great partnerships to cultivate. And schools and institutions are great places to start that too. So I would strongly encourage you to seek out smart theater manager type people if you want to create work.